So what is up, guys? Nick here, helping you to master your technology. In this episode, we're gonna unbox and take a first impressions look at the Samsung Galaxy S23. Now you can see based on the picture here that I did go with the green color. And what struck me immediately is when I got these phones in the mail, I was like, man, these boxes are small. I didn't even feel the phone that much in the box. Like, the box was huge. And then when I opened it up, I'm like, that's the phone? The boxes are tiny this year. So you're going to notice that when you get the phone. And that's because there's not much in the box. We'll take a look at what is in the box. And you can see package contains just the S23 ejection tool, USB-C to USB-C, and some quick start guides that we're not going to read. We can even start making those digital if you want to cut back on packaging, Samsung. We'll go over here and we'll see if you open this side up. Let's go ahead and open this up at the top. What comes in here, just like with the Galaxy S23 Ultra, you'll see a quick start guide and, like they said, a USB cable, USB-C to USB-C. So yeah, no USB 2 here. We're not with that era no more. You could see a SIM ejection tool for the optional SIM card tray. Yes, optional. You can put eSIM on any Samsung Galaxy phone as well. Get out of here. It's taking too long. Okay, let's go over here. Take a look at what's in the box. Look at it. They're putting this black cover over your phone, letting you know you have a Samsung Galaxy. It's so premium. We got to cover it up with this prestigious black color option right here for the phone. This pretty phone, so we got to cover it up. And there it is, the green color. Man, does this look better than the red color I just unboxed yesterday for sure. But something I want to talk about here with the Galaxy S23 is that they changed the camera design. So you're going to see the camera design looks a lot more like the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra. But what I like about this phone, before we do talk about that, let's go ahead and get that peel action in there. Oof, just one time and one time only, you get that action right there. So you'll see on the right side, there are a volume rocker, power button right there. At the bottom, we do have the SIM card tray, USB-C, and that's speaker grill right there. On the left side, pretty much nothing. Up at the top, not much. Really clean, classy looking phone. I think they're gonna sell quite a few of these, especially at carriers. These are nice looking phones. Let's go ahead and boot this thing up and talk a little bit about the specs. So a 6.1 inch dynamic AMOLED display will dominate the front of this panel. It is an Infinity O, so that just means a little hole punch up there. Still not a full screen design fully. And kind of honestly, this first impressions, I'm feeling like this is an S22 all over again with a different camera, full HD flat screen, and that's a full HD plus, 120 Hz adaptive refresh. Samsung did increase the battery size on this phone. Let me get this thing set up. I'll be back to talk about more with you with the Galaxy S23. Yeah, so we're now in the Galaxy S23, and let's go ahead and take a look at the storage that comes right out of the box. This one, I believe, is a 256 gig. As I pre-ordered it, they upgraded the storage. So right out of the box, before putting anything, we have about 15% of the storage used up. This is gonna launch with One UI 5.1, Android 13, and basically what's nice about the One UI 5.1 is that you're getting a lot of multitasking features. You're getting a ton of customization just built in. You don't really have to go kind of like adding stuff from Play Store unless you want to. But the whole Samsung ecosystem is very customization friendly. And they're even paying attention to that more now because Apple decided to go ahead, their main competitor decided to go ahead and start adding some more customization to their platform. So you're seeing even more now happening in that way. We do have DeX support as well on here, but yeah, let's take a look at this next to the Galaxy S22. First impressions are when you hold these two, you wouldn't know which phone is which if you held them from the front. If you take a look right here, you'll see that the buttons have been raised up a little bit. So it's kind of hard to see here, but they have been raised up a little bit. So they're a little bit higher on the body, about the same size. And then what I like most about the newer phone is I do like the camera look. It's a little bit cleaner. Some people might like this actually though, how it flows into the body, but I personally like this a little bit more just because it looks clean. It separates the cameras from the body. So for me, this is the cleaner look on the Galaxy S23, but you could differ. Let me know your thoughts. Other than that, they have the same back material. They have like the same USB-C locations, same area where they have the speaker grills. So pretty similar around the board. Feels a hair heavier, and that's going to be due to the larger battery size. But Samsung decided to give you a pretty good camera in here as well. We're talking about a 12 megapixel ultra wide, 50 megapixel wide on the standard. And you can go, zoom in about 30 times zoom. So they're not leaving you in the dust here with the camera. It's also very good. You don't have to get the Ultra to have an amazing camera experience. I mean, take a look at the Android man right there. Look at the saturation. Quality is great. So if we go over here back to camera and we take a look at more, you'll see they're including things like Expert, Raw, Pro Video, Night Modes, Food Modes, Panoramic, and more. Director's View. You're getting a lot of Pro-like features. And what I really like about this is that Samsung is offering you a 50 megapixel shot right there. But what I really like about this phone is it's $799. These type of features, you have to go to the iPhone 14 Pro on the competing side. So to me, this is a far better value than the iPhone 14, which it kind of competes with price-wise. But in terms of its body, it's more like a competition to the regular 14 Pro, in my opinion. But some people might disagree, but I think this is a really good competitor to that phone. Let me know your thoughts. Even the zoom camera, pretty sharp. Taking a look at the front-facing camera, you also have a 12 megapixel front camera on here. And I think they did a good job with the new selfie cameras. They look pretty good. They look better than the prior Samsung phones. They look a lot less soft than they used to. And they do good with the skin tones. Not a lot of, pimple action showing. I mean, I don't got much pimples anyway, but you know what I'm saying? Like, when I do have a pimple, I don't want it showing all over the sharpness of that pimple, just because, the iPhone be doing all this extra sharpening stuff showing off my pimple. So I don't want to do that. So pretty good camera here on the front. We'll have to do more testing to see how it does in video, stabilization, stuff like that. Looks slightly close, so I might have to back it out a little bit on the front-facing video. Another thing they really improved here is the performance on the phone. So taking a look in the first impressions, I got to tell you, they really knocked it out of the park with performance with these new Qualcomm chips in here. These are going to go toe-to-toe with the A16 Bionics for sure. Yes, they're not going to win in benchmarks, but overall, day-to-day performance, I don't think you're going to notice much of a difference. And this is a huge benefit for Samsung because Samsung always had performance issues. Like back in the days, they were always like, after a while, getting slow. So I love to see how these perform after they're loaded down with apps and day-to-day usage. But I can tell you, I've already been using the S23 Ultra for about 24 hours now, not quite. And I haven't had no stutters, no delays, and I couldn't say that about the S22 Ultra. So yeah, this thing comes with 8 gigabytes of memory, so no 12 gigabytes here. And it comes with ultrasonic fingerprint sensor. What else is there to say here in my first impressions? Honestly, not much. So let me go ahead and just take a look at this with you guys comparatively to an iPhone 14 Pro. So you will be getting the dynamic island there, a punch hole here. So that's a difference right there. In terms of the sides of the phone, you'll see that they also do have pretty similar look and feel on the edges. We do have stainless steel, and the 14 Pro is definitely the heavier feeling phone. Camera is a lot larger on the 14 Pro, but in reality, they're going to be pretty competitive here. So these phones are actually quite a good competition, although you're going to pay much more for the 14 Pro than the Galaxy S23. Now taking a look at it next to the standard iPhone 14, the Galaxy S23 makes this look like a terrible value right now in 2023. This one right here, the iPhone 14, 2 cameras versus 3, a little bit higher build quality on the S23, just the overall look and feel. I mean, Apple got to do something to upgrade the regular 15 next year. But overall, I got to say, on first impressions, I think they have a winner on their hand. It's not going to be the most special phone out there. It's a little bit boring because it's kind of similar to before, but it's the right strategy. It's giving you everything you need in a phone and slightly faster than before. It's going to be slightly better with the camera, better with the battery life. It's an experience improvement, and that's kind of important because we kind of got to a point where because we're getting to a point where, phones are kind of mature now. So let's improve the actual user experience of the device. So yeah, you could pre-order this now to get a discount on it and upgrade the storage for no additional cost, which is pretty amazing deal right there. So let me know your thoughts on the Galaxy S23. What do you want to see going forward? I haven't picked up the S23 Plus yet, but if you want to see that one, let me know down below. I didn't see many votes on that one. Anyway, I'll catch you all in the next episode. Stay tuned for some upcoming battles and comparisons, as well as reviews on the S23 Ultra and S23. And again, if you want the Plus, let me know. We'll consider getting that here on the channel as well. I'll catch you on the next one. Nick here. Be sure to be well, and peace.